The shockwaves from General Mkhonazi's revelation about the dope cartel that's running the country and the government are still rumbling. They won't stop anytime soon. So far, everything Mkhonazi has exposed is proving to be true. Corrupt politicians, gangsters, and dirty cops have every reason to be furious. And what's truly disturbing is how deep these drug cartels' roots go. It's worse than what we imagined. These guys haven't just infiltrated the police. They are in government, they are running the streets and the clubs too. Recently, it was Kenny Kunene scrambling to do damage control. And then General Spear also wants his seat back. Not to fix things, but I think it's to cover his tracks. But the one man who's sitting in boiling water right now is Katiso Mle. By now, we've all seen it for ourselves that Molefe is no ordinary businessman. He has dangerous connections in high places. This is someone who can get the head of the Hawks on the phone, and minutes later, things start moving. Now, after getting bail, Kenny Kunene conveniently shows up at his place, pretending it's all about interviews. But here's where it gets suspicious. Suddenly, no one knows Katiso. Kunene says he doesn't know him. General Lebeya denies knowing him. Even Malcolm X, the guy who allegedly called Lebeya on Katiso's behalf, says he's never heard or met the guy before. Now it's true, when days are dark, friends are few. Now it's obvious that Katiso was cleaning up the cartel's mess, silencing people, tying up loose ends. But let's be honest, there's no way Katiso killed all of those people just for himself. He did people favors and he did dirty jobs for other people for money. He was working for people high up in society, powerful people who used him when they needed him, and now they pretend he doesn't exist. It's now confirmed that Katiso Mle was the man behind the hits of DJ Somebody, DJ Vintos, and a third victim by the name Don Tindleni. Hey, I tried looking up this Don Tindleni, but all I could find is just he's a businessman, but who he really is, I'm not sure, to be honest. But just like DJ Somebody, Vintos was more than just a DJ. He was a well-known owner of a buzzing entertainment venue in Orlando East, Soweto. His spot was famous for events like Recovery Tuesdays, where top DJs would be headlining. But outside of Soweto, most people know Vintos for his hilarious TikTok videos that went viral. Now, after his murder, rumors began going around that there was a powerful kingpin in Johannesburg, eliminating anyone who crossed him. It's not clear if this kingpin was Ket Matlala or KT Molefe, or maybe even someone else entirely different. But one thing is clear, the hits were brutal. Each DJ was sprayed with more than 20 bullets. This was a message being sent to anyone who may think of double-crossing him. Now, speculations are spreading. People believe this same hit squad is behind a string of other unsolved DJ hits. Names like DJ City Lights, who was Pro Kid's younger brother and also owned a popular Soweto venue. Then Peter Mashata, another DJ from Pretoria. Then Vusima R5, who was a Bacardi artist. It wouldn't be a surprise if all these hits were connected. The modus operandi is identical. Same ruthless style, same chilling silence from law enforcement after the hits. Now from 2021 to 2024, the cartel was working overtime, wiping out entertainers, gangsters from Pretoria like flies, working hand in hand with Brazilian drug traffickers, supplying dope, winning multi-million rand tenders at the same damn time. And behind the curtains, Katiso, the ghost. No public moves, no noise, just quiet power, pulling strings and collecting money. Until the KwaZulu-Natal Political Killings Task Force came to the party. Now, all of a sudden, nobody knows Katiso Mle, with all these high-profile people visiting him at his house or being on his phone book. Now, one of the key names caught in the middle of this is Malcolm X, a colorful character with a strange history. He claims he was the one who called General Lebea to assist Katiso when he was being arrested at his house. But who is Malcolm X really? Back in the day, he managed Kanyambao when she was just starting out. But according to X, he walked away from that relationship because, in his words, Mbao was a woman with no morals. Then years later, he was managing the viral Uber Eats scooter driver. You know, the guy who dances at every party with his helmet still on and his delivery bag strapped to his back. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, Malcolm X is his manager. I'm not sure if he's still managing him, but at some point he was managing that guy as well. But there's more to Malcolm X than odd gigs and wild claims. Reports suggest that he might have been involved in extortion records in the entertainment industry. He was arrested, but as far as we know, never convicted. Is he an informant, like Lebea was saying? I don't know, man, but what I can say is, for someone who's unknown, he has too many connections with people in power and also shady characters in the nightlife space. So it's possible he knows a lot of powerful people and people in the streets. Now, according to Malcolm X, he's been close friends with Kenny Kunene for over 20 years. He says they even co-owned clubs together in the past. And not only that, he claims to be tied with General Lebea and other powerful people in government cycles. So if Malcolm X is that connected, why pretend Katiso is a stranger? Something doesn't add up here. There's one common thread tying all of this together. Malcolm X, a figure deeply rooted in the entertainment scene, he's known for owning nightclubs and rubbing shoulders with the elite. He's closely connected to Kenny Kunene, who's also made his name in the club world. And both men are linked to Katiso Mle. The men now accused of executing a series of club owners in what appears to be a deadly fallout over dope deals gone wrong. All these people are tied to clubs, venues known not just for music, but for being dope hotspots and money laundering machines. With connections this tight, it's hard not to question Kenny Kunene's role in the bigger picture. He resigned in a flash, almost like he was trying to dodge the spotlight, hoping the heat would move back to Katiso and his foot soldiers. Now, the Brazilian dope shipment that sparked all of these hits. Now, I speak under correction here, but I believe this is the same dope shipment that Advocate Defo spoke about on Podcast and Chill. Now, according to reports, the shipment came from Brazil, arrived in Durban, and then it was transported by a Scania truck to Johannesburg, and it seems like the police took it to Johannesburg. Now, that truck was eventually found by cops parked in Ariton in Johannesburg. But this wasn't just a routine dope bust. This was a war between the cops. Allegedly, police officers arrived at the Ariton scene in a black one-ton Nissan Bakkie. But when they got there, other officers were already on site with the truck. The ones who arrived claimed they were there to do police work, but they were actually there trying to confiscate the dope. An argument broke out between the two groups. Things got tense that a highway patrol officer who witnessed the standoff called General Feroz Khan to come and help, because it looked like the two police groups or the two police units were about to fight each other. When Khan arrived, he noticed something was very wrong. The cops trying to seize the dope weren't treating it like a proper crime scene. They didn't call forensics. They didn't bring in photographers to document the evidence. Instead, they just started loading the dope from the truck into the bakkie and claimed they were doing police work. Khan questioned the procedure by officers at the scene. Then he immediately contacted relevant authorities to come and properly secure the scene. But instead of being praised, Khan was charged with obstructing a police investigation. In reality, he drew media attention to the shady operation, which some in the force clearly didn't want. Then the dope was stuck with police, but it never made it to its intended pushers and some of our favorite DJs. At the same time, Khan was reportedly investigating corruption inside SAPS, especially within crime intelligence, and even going after some of his own bosses. Sources say he exposed irregularities within crime intelligence and blew the whistle on Dumsane Khumalo's corrupt activities. Khumalo hated Khan, so did others in senior SAPS leadership. They were allegedly just waiting for a reason to take him down, ready to cook up a lie to get him out of the way. But luckily for Feroz, his hearing was headed by General Mkhwanazi, who actually praised Khan for following procedure, and he dropped all the charges against Khan. Now in the end, the chaos, internal battles, and betrayal over the dope shipment from Brazil came at a heavy price. People lost their lives.